Good shot of our line coming down the chute now, onto the course.
5,500, ladies and gentlemen, you have a race.
You heard it. We have a race. Watch our jet pace plane pull up out of the way. Our racers are on the course. They've got to stay in that perspective lane all the way to the guide pylon. They're going to shove the nose down, try and trade that altitude for airspeed, get a little bit of advantage, but not get slammed down on the bottom when you get to that guide pylon. Okay, we're looking out there now. They're just about to the guide pylon. They give them about 2 seconds. They're going to be there. It'll be that light you'll see down in the green sagebrush. And they're right about there. Left turn, sharp turn, going right about now. There they are.
There's the light.
Okay. See the advantage to our pole position? Look where he is compared to where he moved second, third place just by having the inside line when he made that turn.
Sean VanHatten in race number 3 right there. It certainly is an advantage to be out first. Gives you a better chance of staying out first.
But he's got 2 very, very determined women right on his tail. Jessy Panzer, she's a heck of a pilot out of Colorado Springs, Colorado, flying an airplane that used to be flown by Vicky Cruse called Cruse Missile. And then we've got Vicky Benzing from Saratoga, California. She's our air show pilot. She flies everything from helicopters to jets. And boy, she is right there. Look at it. You could throw a blanket over all 3 of them, Tommy. How's that for some close racing?
We love racing
class?
like that. Don't we love that here in Reno?
Probably busting 300 miles an hour, close to 300 miles an hour right about now. Look how tight they are as they do the hard left turn, pulling about 4.5 G's as they make that turn around the pylons. They're coming around pylons 7, 8, and 9 right now. Very critical that they don't go too high at that point. Dropping the nose down, heading for the guy. Look at that. Look at the race coming as they go for the steel start finish pylon to finish lap 1. Look at that. Nothing like tight formation at 300 miles an hour.
Oh, beautiful thing right there. Tight racing here, and we're going to be doing this for 6 full laps. Chewing up about 41 miles.
Wing abreast, line abreast in the back. We have one tie. I told you these guys are less than 1 mile apart in speed. Look at that formation. Vicky trying to trade a little bit of altitude for airspeed, get a little advantage on Jessy. Again, Jessy's in that Cruse, the Cruse Missile, that Glasair. Our first and third airplanes are both Lancairs, a little bit slicker airplanes. But again, as we saw with race 39 in the gold, the unlimited sport, nothing wrong with the Glasair. There's still a 20-year-old design that's able to run away, man.
#1 plane out there,
yeah.
The Glasair.
So
no doubt about it.
Right now, okay, 4th place. Let's see where we're at now because we had a lot of moving around going on back there. So that looks like it might be George Catalano from Scottsdale, Arizona, flying Bigger Dingo, the Lancair Legacy, back to the front. Okay, now right now, Sean VanHatten's hoping that Jessy and Vicky will get in a little dogfight of their own.
Sure, yeah.
Because if they start watching each other, he's going to try and sneak away.
He's in race number 3. He started in the pole position. He still remains in first place right now, Sean VanHatten, with Havoc.
Because not only is Jessy in that white airplane keeping an eye on Sean, she's also having to keep an eye on Vicky. Or I should say Vicky's going to keep a tight eye on her. Look how close they are. Vicky's trying to make a move up high. Now, if she can get past her, no, she's not going to do it back there.
Not going to happen on this one.
All the passes have to be high or wide. They can't dive to the inside. Because if this was auto or motorcycle racing, Vicky could trade that altitude for airspeed, dive to the inside on this next pylon and make a pass. They can't do that because those other 2 airplanes would be to her belly, which would be a blind spot. Cannot do that. So they need about 7 miles per hour airspeed to make the pass. Look at that, Pat. Look at that on the back. Look how tight the second.
Oh, that is so close.
There for second place. Vicky's trying to do it. Now, they're on the back. They're about the 11 o'clock position on the race course, which means in just a second they're going to go into the Valley of Speed. The Valley of Speed is a drag race up the west side of the course. They're going to go from north to south on the west side of the course. You see how the wings are level now? This is a drag race until they get to pylon 7. You're going to see them rack up in another sharp left turn when they get to pylon 7 as they come around 8 and 9. Again, very, very critical turn. That's where all the observers are watching to make sure they don't go too high or too low because of the scatter field should there be an incident on that turn.
Vicky Benzing working hard to get past into second place, and may have looked from that angle like she'd done it, but she still is lagging just a bit.
But she's flying a longer course. You can really see it here. Now look at this. Okay, Jessy Panzer is really putting a move on Sean VanHatten. And Vicky's saying, okay, if I can get those 2 in a dogfight, then I will
maybe
have
I
the
can
advantage.
slip through there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of strategy goes into these races. Now look at the 4th place plane sneaking up behind. Absolutely, George Catalano. He has been, as they are fighting in the front, he's been slowly moving Bigger Dingo, his little Lancair Legacy up. moving in. Now keep in mind too, Karl Grove has one of the fastest airplanes out there. Was that Karl moving in? We got to check that number as it comes up. Because race 181, okay, it is race 4, George Catalano.
I think it could be.
But keep in mind that Karl Grove, 181, he could easily move through the pack on this one as well. Okay, let's try and figure out, let's get some numbers on these planes as they come by, because it looks like we may have had a pass in the back there.
Sean VanHatten.
Looks like Sean's kind of backed off a little bit.
Yeah.
If that's the case, Jessy Panzer just made one heck of a pass on him, because that does look like the Glasair out front, or is that the Glasair?
Boy, it's hard to tell. You can't see the bottom.
Kind of looks like the Glasair's in third place. Might be our two Lancers, so that might have been Vicky Benzing made that pass back there. Wow, it is. That's Vicky Benzing and Lucky Girl. She's the lucky girl, all right. She just made the pass, but look how close it is. Jessy said, no, you're not getting away yet. It's Jessy getting on her now. Wow. Okay, so we've got Vicky Benzing out front. We have John VanHatten, and then Jessy Panzer with George Catalano sneaking up on them. So now we've got a three-way race for second. And right now, if that is, I think that's Vicky that got out front. So Vicky's saying, okay, you guys sit back there and battle all you want. I'm going to slide this thing on home. So what a race. Wow, what a move by Vicky Benzing.
Vicky Benzing, race 15, the lucky girl. And now grinding out a little bit more of a lead at this point.
At the 12 o'clock position on the race course, the far side of the track out there. This should be the final lap, I believe, isn't it?
Lap 4 we're in now, I think.
I'm looking for a flag down here at the steel start finish pylon. They've already put it away, so we'll see if they bring a checkered up here in a second.
All right.
See if they bring the white or the checker up looking out the steel start finish pylon. Okay, that is the Glasair. Looks like the Glasair is in third place. So that means we've got, looks like Vicky Benzing in first place, Sean VanHatten, and here's our leader. That should be Vicky Benzing and Lucky Girl. Race number 15. See if we can get a number as they come by.
Yep.
That is Vicky Benzing, race 15. Wow, good job, Vicky.
Oh, and she's putting a little bit of space between herself and her pursuers.
They're on the bell lap now. White flag just waved. Okay, so she's going to stay out front. Now she has to make sure she doesn't beat herself by cutting a pylon.
White flag.
Her crew's on the radio now saying just fly your course. They're no factor. But look at the race going on for second place between Sean VanHatten, Jessy Panzer, and George Catalano. Look at that. Line abreast at 300 miles an hour for second place. Looks like George may have just snuck around Jessy in that Glasair.
He's taking it down now, and he's taking the lead at this point, it looks like. Yes,
it looks like he's a solid move into second place on the back. Vicky's crew saying, okay, somebody's coming, but I think you're okay. Let's go back front. Take a look at Vicky. She's all by herself out there. But again, George Catalano and flying Bigger Dingo, the Lancair Legacy out of Scottsdale, Arizona, has already made his statement, moved into a solid second place, and is still pulling her way.
He's making up a little bit of time, perhaps on Vicky Benzing. It's hard to tell from this point.
They're at Valley of Speed right now, the 9 o'clock position on our course. Vicky's got to get around pylon 7, 8, 9 one more time, push the nose down on Lucky Girl, and collect another victory right here at National Championship Reno Air Races, courtesy of STIHL.
Vicky flying in multiple classes here in Reno.
Yep, she's flying the sport class as well as jet. There she is. She got the nose down. Checker flag. Vicky Benzing, second place. Unofficially, George Catalano. Look at the race. Oh! Jessy Panzer at the steel start finish pylon. Jessy Panzer moves into third place and bumps Sean VanHatten back.
Boy, exciting racing in the sport class B.
Wow.
Just about as good as it gets here in Reno.